Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of Laid Back Gardening. Today we are going to be sharing on how to save money in your backyard garden. We're still in the prime harvest of our spring and summer gardens. Today being the first day of July, everything's still in full swing and everything's looking good and growing strong, but it's a perfect time of the year to go around and start checking your local garden centers, your hardware stores. This is the time of the year that they start clearing out the spring and summer clearance, including plants, soil, seeds, seed starting supplies, garden supplies, fertilizers, just all kinds of stuff that you can find a great deal on this time of the year.
Tomato, change the whole tomatoes up.
Trellises, just all kinds of stuff. And what they're doing is, if you've ever noticed, the garden centers, they'll push the spring planting really hard, but they never really go all out for fall because they have bigger and better things to promote. It's getting time for the holidays, back to school. They're pushing fall decor, pumpkins, different things, mums.
Dove season coming up.
Yeah,
archery season.
Hunting season, and so they have a lot more stuff that's probably a lot more marketable for them. And so you don't really see a lot of things in the garden center for fall gardening. They getting cranked up. They do that every time we come out here to do a video. We always like to use this time of the year to do a second planting. We'll go to our local hardware store here, and they always put the plants on clearance. They'll start them out at 50% off, or sometimes 25% off, and then you'll wait a little while, and they'll mark them on down to 50% off, and then 75% off. And we pick up a lot of bargain plants, and we use them for our second planting in the garden. We always just save a little extra space, and then if we have some things that don't do quite as well, or your squash and your zucchini, or at least here in this region, we're in 8B. Your squash and your zucchini, that's something that comes off really strong and really fast and produces, and then it's pretty much done what it's gonna do. And we'll pull those plants, and that makes a lot of room for some of the second plantings. We do jalapeno plants, cucumbers, another round of squash and zucchini. You can actually do a second round of tomatoes, a lot of your summer vegetables. We have a prime example of the jalapeno plants. What all did we get bargain this season?
Well, see, Mama she gets off for lunch every day, and she works there in town. There's 2 hardware stores. So if she gets off for lunch, she goes to the hardware stores and looks for bargains. And we picked up some jalapenos.
Yeah.
Well, we've actually done it twice. The first time they marked them down, I'm sitting there looking at them, some cherry tomatoes, some Roma tomatoes,
some cucumbers, some squash plants, and we picked up a couple more herbs. They also marked those down, and it's a good time to get those. As you know, in this region, especially with all the heat that we have here, your herbs will try to bolt in this extreme heat. So if you just keep those pinched off and prevent them from flowering and going to seed, you can prolong your harvest on those as well. We have a couple what we call herb boxes that's mounted to the railing on the front porch, and so we just step out the front door right there where the kitchen's at and grab what we need, and for our cooking.
We just done that a couple of days ago when you made your tomato pies.
Yeah. Used fresh basil in the tomato pies that we did. You guys can check that video out.
And when you're doing the bargain shopping, like I said, mentioned a while ago, we had the second time. Well, there's actually been a lot more, but 2 that really stick out to me. We got a bunch of jalapeno plants. Like you said, the spot where we had our zucchini and squash played out, the sun, it's got hot quick here in Georgia, and they died off. We pulled them up and replanted some jalapeno plants. And they looked terrible. They was yellow pretty much, but we knew that we could bring them back to life, and that's what we've been working on. They look a lot better now.
And while we're on that subject, when you're doing this bargain shopping and when they put the plants on clearance, what you want to look for and be careful of is the plants need to still have viability. They need to still have a flexible green stem. If they're stressed to the point that they have already started to disease a little bit, especially like with powdery mildew, you don't want to bring those plants home into your garden. The yellowing, the wilting, all those are fixable and can be brought back to life with a little TLC. Even the root bound, like especially your herbs, a lot of times they'll put those in the little bit of a bigger pot. And if those start getting root bound, that's also fixable. So if you're getting that plant for say 50 to 75% off, for us, it's worth the risk to bring it home. And we've always had tremendous luck bringing them right back. Within a week, I would say, they've usually took a strong hold and started putting on new green growth. What'd you say?
I was counting to see how many jalapenos we just planted about a week and a half ago, that the ones that was yellow, and we ain't lost one yet. They actually all starting to get a good color on them.
They are. And this is what we do when we bring those plants home. If they're root bound, of course, we take them and we kind of loosen up the roots. And once we transplant them into the garden, you want to give them a little extra TLC. Make sure that you give them plenty of water for those first few days. And we work our magic with our free fertilizer from our chickens. If you guys haven't checked that video out, I'll link it at the end screen. How we effortlessly collect our chicken manure. It's amazing what it can do for a stressed plant. You can really turn it around with a little chicken manure. So be sure and check that video out. You can also, if they have any foliage that needs clipping off, or if they are trying to flower with their blooms, we go ahead and we pinch those blooms off because we want to give that plant a break, give it a rest. Go ahead and pull those off so that it can focus more on getting a good root system started and just get a jump start back and bring it back to life before you allow it to start flowering. A lot of your plants that you're going to see on clearance are your spring summer plants, and a lot of these varieties have an early and a late planting season. So the stuff that you can plant early in spring, a lot of times, especially in our region here in 8B, we have a longer planting season than a lot of you probably, and we have plenty of time to do a spring planting and then a late summer planting to have multiple harvests. And so this is how we do things. The first one we'll pay full price, but on our second planting, we always wait until they start marking those plants down and get a little price cut, save a little money.
Especially with something that you can make last, just like our jalapeno. Well, just take for instance some of these bell peppers. I thought we had too many bell peppers, but we did a bell pepper recipe just a couple days ago. And matter of fact, one of the kids come out here just a few minutes ago and picked a handful of bell peppers and went straight in there and cooked them. She cooked her up a meal, and it's just nice just to walk out here and instead of having to run.
Just have it readily available and fresh. We live in a very, very small community. We have 2 grocery stores, but they are really small hometown grocery stores. We don't have anything like a Whole Foods. The nearest Kroger is about a 40-minute ride. A Whole Foods is probably 2.5. I think Savannah is probably the closest Whole Foods. So we're really limited in especially organic produce, real fresh, good-looking produce. And so that's another reason why we choose just to garden and supply ourselves and be self-sufficient when the seasons allow for us to grow our own food. Go ahead.
And it ain't just the fact that coming out here and getting it fresh. We know where it come from. We planted that seed and watched it grow, but we enjoy it. It's a piece for us.
Yes, we do. It is. It's therapy. It really is. gardening, in my opinion, is packed full of benefits for the human body and mind and spirit. I mean, it's great for your mental health just to get out here, have something to do, get yourself outside, get some fresh air, get some sunshine, unplug, get off your phone. It's just good for your mental state.
Mm-hmm.
And
you know how to take a vitamin. You don't need vitamin D. You come out here in the yard and get it.
Yep. And especially if you have a partner that enjoys it as much as you do, that's an amazing thing. We love it, and it's something that we enjoy doing together, and we have good quality time together doing this. And again, it puts the food on the table.
And we have some great laughs. We did a video a couple days ago. I don't know how she's going to edit that one, but we had a ball doing it. And we get out here sometimes and we get laughing and cutting up, and just the quality time that we get to spend together. We ain't got to necessarily go out to eat. You know, we do stuff like that, go to the beach and do the family days and stuff, enjoy that. But us both loving this. And
this time of the year, especially, sometimes we'll talk about, do you want to go do this or do you want to go do that? 9 times out of 10, we mutually agree to stay home. We rather be here this time of year and during this season than anything. And if we do go do something, it's usually to the river. We'll go camp on a sandbar, we'll go to the lake, take the camper, and we do a lot of fishing. But that to us is better than any extravagant vacation. I mean, it's just that we're both homebodies and we both share the same interest and love for the outdoors, and it suits us and it's our lifestyle, and it's always provided for us. But if you guys haven't already checked out our video on our fertilizing method using the chicken manure, be sure and check that out right here, and we'll catch you guys on the next one. Take care, guys.
Thanks, guys. Appreciate y'all watching.